Seahawks game is on, so I'm going to blame it on that.
Halloween yet? Yeah, that's not it.
Soon, very soon. So you might not want to sit here because I'm going to stand here. So I mean, you can if you want. That might be, but you're right. Blocking you. All right, so I want to talk about this. By this I mean the opening. And for some of you who've been to these lectures before, you should know the first half of what we're going to sort of cover today. Hopefully it'll be a review. But in the opening, as far as the sequence of largest moves on the board, there are really 5 steps, or 5 stages, I guess, that we go through before we hit the mid-game. John, do you remember what the first stage is?
Make a base? No. Corners.
Corners, thank you, very good. Playing a corner. Stage 1, right? This is the biggest move on this board, is playing a corner. Easy, super easy, right? Too easy, in fact. So say white takes a corner, and black takes a corner, and white takes a corner. Okay, we've just finished stage 1, right? So these 5 stages of the opening, 1 is done. Do you want to?
And now,
oh, he's ready for stage 2. Ready? All right, go.
Now a base.
Not quite.
No. Oh, the other one.
The other 4. We have our 4 corners. The next biggest move, or type of move that we're going to be considering on this board, are either enclosures, like this. This makes nice territory and influence, or almost as commonly, approach moves, probably even more commonly. So in other words, reducing the influence from your opponent's corners or increasing your own. Okay, this is stage 2, and again, this is like this traditional classic Go theory. You know, in our opening, right? If you understand this, you can go through the 5 stages of this opening and basically try to take the biggest move at each time. Okay, so second stage, approach moves or enclosure. So which one do you want to play? Do you guys want to approach white, or do you want to play an enclosure? Approach. Feeling a little more aggressive, a little more want to butt heads, or feeling a little more safe and secure, want to build your own?
That would be my first move right there.
Debbie says enclosure. Alex says approach. They're both correct. We don't know the answer. They're both awesome. So you win, as long as you can remember that. I do want you to notice, though, I am approaching out from over here. And I'm not doing it from over here. Can anyone tell me why or how?
Etiquette? Etiquette?
No, actually, this is not etiquette anymore.
Oh, with not the lower right.
It has nothing to do with the right anymore.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
What's the difference between this one and this one?
Because of the corner position.
Yeah, which one's?
Or right.
Whichever one is closer.
Yeah, this is actually a smaller area. In other words, there's less potential points here. There are fewer potential points here. So this one is actually bigger. This is, and you know, I would go to the point to say, if you play this at this point in this game, this is actually, we could call this wrong. Maybe it's not game over kind of wrong. It's not a huge mistake, but it's wrong enough in our Go theory that we can pretty confidently say this one is better direction. Okay, we're playing the bigger area first. And this may be mind-blowing for some of you who haven't heard this before, but I think most of you instinctively know this, especially as the game progresses. And if you have a whole ton of stones over here, and you have all this wide open space over there, don't you instinctively want to go start playing in the wide open spaces? Like, do you guys have that instinct? No? You want to keep adding stones to the piles of stones? That's your tendency. Well, instinctively, you should want to go play in the bigger space, okay? So this is going to be the bigger side of the board right now, okay? Because there's more spaces. Over here we only have 10. Over here we have 11. This is bigger. Play this side first. I don't care if you enclose or you approach. Just got to do one or the other, okay? So as white, we have a couple options here. Black approached us, black came near us, so we could continue playing in this corner, right? This enclosure is not really settled yet. We don't, no one really has anything, just 2 stones getting close. But we could Tanuki to approach something else. That would be okay too. We could theoretically come and do this. That would be okay. But if we wanted to continue this Joseki, right there is a pretty nice move. And maybe you guys have seen this one before. This is not the best Joseki for black here, but it's okay, so we'll play it. So we have 2 subtle bases. How many of you have seen this Joseki? Raise your hand. Almost everyone. All right. Debbie, Brian, here you go. You ready? White has a 4/4 stone. We make the knights jump approach. We play the opposite knights on either side. So we're saying, I don't care if you get this, we're going to develop over here, be safe. Black says, may I please have some more of your corner? White says, that's all you get, no more. And black says, oh, cheerio, I'll be on my way. And go this way. Okay, so very common Joseki, very peaceful. Okay, so we just settled one corner, but what stage of the opening are we still in? Because it's White's move.
Enclosures.
We're still on that enclosures. Dave wasn't even here, he came in late, he knew that. It's awesome. Okay, so we're still on the enclosure and approach move part, so where do you want to go next?
That upper corner looks kind of underpopulated.
Which upper corner?
Both of them.
Both of them, this whole upper side, right? It's developable for both. Looks pretty big. We could play over here, this is pretty big too, but I think in this case, especially since these black stones are low, they're only in the third line, not the fourth line, you know, white has the potential to make something big here, so we're going to approach this way. Okay, so we're still in that stage 2, approach. Oh, let's keep this super simple. Debbie, where does black play if we want to just have peace and love and happiness?
Symmetrically.
Very good. Next for white, Brian.
Up, knights move.
Very good. Black, we'll go back to Debbie.
Diagonally into the corner.
Very nice. And white to settle. Brian?
That way.
Very good. It's like you two were playing Game of Go and you didn't even know it. Very nice. So we settled, and again, this isn't the only, there's lots of Joseki here, I'm just practicing that one. And now it's black's move, so what can black do?
Should you close the bottom right?
Yeah, close or approach, and again, we have choices. But black's starting to say, hey, I've got some development down here, maybe I want to be greedy and we can enclose this way or this way. This way is probably a tad better, because we can expand in both directions. We want to play high. We want to be greedy. Okay, if we have support on both sides, take more. If these are white stones, we probably wouldn't be so greedy. We'd be more defensive. And really, if we really want to be thorough, we could have white enclose his or her last corner as well, and we would just completely finish stage 2. Like there's no more corners to approach or enclose, right? All right, so first stage, right, in the opening, play a corner. Open corner, take it. Okay, stage 2 is class.
Approach.
That was sad. Enclose or approach those corners. Third stage of the opening. Anyone know what this is? Some of you should know.
Extensions to make a base.
Say it again.
Small extensions. To make
Large
a base.
extensions. So you got to play. Now here's the thing. On this board, we've already done so much work in the corners. There actually isn't really any huge extensions. But if we played a slightly different Joseki, can we play a different Joseki here?
So the black one is to solidify the middle right, and the white one is solidify the middle left.
I didn't hear it. Say it again.
Wouldn't black want to solidify some of that middle right, and the white one is to solidify some of that
Yeah, these are
left?
pretty big areas, right? So we're at the stage of the game where we either want to play a large extension ourselves or disrupt our opponent's large extension. So black might look here, and actually the game's completely symmetrical except for this and this, right? Is the only difference, and this is not a very exciting game, but again, this is a theoretical game. I think white has a little bit more outside influence, right? This is a little bit looking more to the outside. So at this point, black might say, you know what, white might have more potential here, so I really don't want white to make a big extension. I want to disrupt that and prevent that right away. So where can black play to prevent white from getting a big extension?
Let's see, about 3-8, 3-9.
3-8 or 3-9?
That one.
This one I like a lot.
No Chinese.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Basically right in the middle.
it's not really Chinese. I mean, it's the same point as Chinese, but everything else is different. So, sure. I don't remember it. But why this point? Why do I like this point? Why not this one or this one or this one or this
Face
one?
and either direction side.
Yeah, this is the key. When we play a big extension, the idea, or let's say we prevent our opponent from making a big extension, we want to put our stone in a place that can go both directions. If white attacks from this way, we have room to go this way. If white attacks us this way, we have room to go that way. That's the idea. And if we look at this stone here, we can see that it can make a 2-space jump this way, and it can make a 2-space jump that way. Right? That's really flexible. That's a really cool point. This would not be the case if this was here. Right? Because now if white attacks us, can I make the same 2-space jump this way? No, I run into trouble and I get attacked. Okay? So, key points will be there. If white wanted to prevent the same thing for black, where would the point be?
The opposite one.
Point symmetrical.
Down on the third.
There you go, same point, right? Pretty symmetrical. So same point destroys the same thing. We can make a base here later. We can make a base here later.
Yeah.
But still, it's a good move. It's a good move. Very flexible. I'm not saying white's not going to get attacked, but at least we know it has some places to move around. Okay, after we take all the big extensions, that's really it for big extensions on this board, because we already filled out the corners so well. Stage 4 of the opening. David?
Oh, it was the one I said a moment ago. Small extensions to make life.
Small extensions. And these can be to either attack your opponent and protect your own territory, or they can be to help your weak stones and prevent them from being attacked. And they're worth the same, right? In the opening, we have all these dualities, right? An approach move for me on your corner is worth the same as an enclosure on your corner for you, right? And a large extension, right, is worth the same for me as it is a large invasion for you, right? It's yin and yang kind of all over again. So the same thing happen with small extensions. We can make small extensions to help out our weaker stones, or we can use our small extensions to attack our opponent while taking territory. So let's say it's black's move, because I think it is. What do we want to do? Do we want to attack, or do we want to prevent us from being attacked? And either one is fine, okay? They're yin and yang. At this point, you have to think of other considerations that we'll talk about later, but right now, what do you think?
Looks like we got maybe 2 places to attack, and alternately 2 places to extend from, so basically 4 topmost good moves.
Yeah, so John's looking at move A,
Yep.
I think. Move B, right? He's threatening to take away white space. Move C, move D, A, B, C, D. And I'll say one of these I like the best. There is one that I like the best. Maybe someone strong me can disagree, but I'm pretty sure there's one I like the most.
I think C and D are weird because we don't really care which one happens, and if white takes one, we're going to take the other one. So
Okay.
I like B.
So you have A, just to remind you, B, C, D. Should we do votes? Do you guys like democracy? All right, everyone voting for A, raise your hand. We got 2, Brendan, Z-Way, I forgot your name. Charlie, thank you, Alex, Carlos. Okay, so that's 5 people. Everyone voting for B, raise your hand. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, not as many as 5. How about C? 1 for C. How about D? You can't vote for 2 Z-Way.
Oh, okay. I picked the first one.
Okay. I'll tell you my favorite and my second favorite in that order. My favorite one is this one.
And let me guess, maybe because it takes a little pressure off of that group there?
This group can be a little bit pressured. It's true. And especially if white has, oops, not, I took the wrong stone off. If this stone was here, and let's say I pressure it this way. So people who wanted me to play this one, right? White can come over here and play this. These 3 stones actually don't necessarily have 2 eyes. If I go do something else right now, later on, white can do something like this and take away all this territory. If I try to block this, anyone know the move? Super cool move. Make your opponent just squirm. That one. Really cool move. It's actually difficult to deal with if you don't know the sequence, but even if you do know the sequence, it's still difficult to deal with.
What does the sequence result in?
There's actually two main sequences. One results in a huge exchange. These two stones die, but so do like this.
Yeah.
And the other one, nobody's happy. Nobody gets anything. This is attacking everywhere. But, yeah.
Right now, when there's just that, when white has that small base, could black turn and attack the base instead?
Right here? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, all right, here, let's go back, because I want to run with this thought. Okay?
Black could also do 17-2, but like right now.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, but white gets another move. You know, it feels like...
It's not such a nice move.
Oh, this is a great move, right? Protects the corner, worth points, threatens this space. Does a lot of nice things. But it doesn't feel huge yet. It's on a second line. It's a really nice move, but it's not the most important thing, usually. Okay, I want to go back to this, though. So Brendan, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, said, you got a haircut.
I did.
You guys are trying to trick me. Said, well, what if black just keeps up an attack? And it's totally true. Black can keep attacking this. Here's my question. Would black rather attack this group? Or would black rather attack this group? And the question is, well, first of all, which one? And if you have an answer, why? Charlie?
That one, because the bottom right corner there is really strong. Like it's
Yeah.
not your corner already. It's almost your corner.
Black already has strength over here.
Yeah.
And not only strength, but strength that's coming out and like forming one half of a mouth here. Yum, yum, yum. How about this way?
The one nice thing about this,
Yeah.
it seems like you could, assuming you can maintain Sente while you're attacking white, once you've established some kind of, maybe a little bit of a wall or something, play over to the left, and it looks like you're starting to build a wall at the bottom. Maybe that's a little bit too much.
Tell me where to play. Show me what you're thinking, because I'm not quite following.
It's an attack here. Second line, the dark hit from one of the stones. Maybe, yeah, sure. I'm not certain which would be better. Let's see if white plays.
I like this. I like this one better. But
Okay.
here.
Yes. Now you have to push up again, I think.
Here.
Yeah.
You actually don't have to. It's not needed,
Can make double knife.
but it's useful. But if you're going to push that way, white's going to go here.
Yeah, because you don't have to.
If we just continue, white's going to go here.
White has a wall, you've got nothing, basically.
Yeah, this is. I mean, white's still attackable, but we're not really gaining a whole lot yet. We have to be able to attack white more in order to make this worthwhile. So you're right. This attack is totally possible, and we'll make white squirm around a little bit. And we need just a little bit more.
Instead of attacking the group on the right, though, wouldn't it be good to attack the one on the left, the one that we were extending when we extended it? If we attack white and white makes a base, then we go and
Attack this
lower
thing?
left,
Oh, attack.
make our base
We're talking about
in a way that constrains white,
So
Bottom left.
bottom left,
are you speaking from white's perspective or black's perspective?
black.
Black's perspective. Okay, so if we do this,
No, the other side of the
Black
court.
plays, white responds,
yep, black's move.
and then black goes to the left bottom corner and makes his base down, preventing white from doing the same thing.
Yeah, isn't that a nice little sequence? This is my second favorite of the four moves. Or how we talked about the four extensions here. First, attack. If we can get white to respond. We can get this one too, and you see this shape? White is actually a little bit uncomfortable there. So we can actually get both sides. We can put white in the weaker position against the corner, and we can cram white in that corner. Easy way.
I don't know if that's real, like that's true or false, but I just realized something. Like, don't ever, like when you over superpower or something,
Yeah.
don't attack a weak spot. If you superpower or something, unless
I'm not
other
quite
people-
following.
Like,
But here, maybe, tell me if this is all related. When you were attacking something,
yeah,
you want to push it into where you were strong?
no, like
No?
when you, like for example, like put those stone back. Like, don't try to attack those 2 white stone yet.
Yes.
Because
Oh, I
black
see.
has like super power now.
Yeah.
If I attack that weak spot, those 2 white stone will be super reflexible.
Possibly. It depends how. It depends, Ziwei. I mean, it's not. Sometimes it's good to attack this right away, right? When our opponent doesn't have anywhere to go, we want to attack this right now. And I think we can. I don't think you have to come back and play this side. I think you can actually keep up an attack, even with something like this, and just force white to be, low, squirmy, and maybe you can build a wall here and build a big box here. So there are possibilities. So I wouldn't make it a general rule Z-way, but
No, that's just my thing.
yeah, but here again, core theory. This isn't really a class on attacking per se, but when you are, core idea is to drive your opponent's stones into your strength. Okay, always. No matter even if you're attacking something over here and you have a wall all the way over here, drive your opponent that way into your wall. Think of your stones like as fishing nets, and you guys are fishermen. And a little weak stone like this is a guppy fish. Go get it. Okay, Carlos.
Can I ask you a question about large extensions?
Yeah.
I know we've already kind of left it.
Yeah.
So right now, the way that it was moved before, that's when we've tried to kind of minimize their large extension.
Yeah.
But when you're playing your large extension, like the correlate, like that. Okay, so you're making a different move.
I am making a different move.
Yes, exactly. So that was the question. It was like
Oh, it's a very good question.
deciding what is the weaker side. Is that how you kind
So
of?
first of all, notice the most important part when you see this.
You're up higher.
I'm up higher. Why am I up higher?
Well, you higher against the wall, right? We're talking about
Yeah, higher going
Yeah,
this
yeah.
way. Yep.
You can get away with it.
I can get away with it. I guess that's a short answer.
You got a handful of low stones over there.
I already have a low stone and a low stone, so I actually need more high stones just to keep high-low balance. But number 2, this is very developable for me. Do I want to develop a few points, or do I want to develop a lot of points? And I have to find the move that develops the most points.
And you're closer to the top.
And I'm a little bit closer to the top.
Yeah,
This-
you get the weaker side. probably.
Yeah, here, this I want to play high. The thing with this is a 1, 2, 3, 4 space extension and a 1, 2, 3, 4 space extension.
Yeah.
It's actually a bad combination.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I wanted to
So-
verify. That's what I thought. Like it was
Yeah.
playing in between when it's your large extensions
Mhm.
actually hurts you.
Yeah, and it's a little better to have a 3 space and a 5 space extension. Like those are normal. But 4 and 4 having a symmetrical position like this is usually bad.
What bothers me about that move, or either of those two, is that I see something like this, and my experience just expects that white's going to get in there and make a base and eat up my territory.
That's fine. If white lives here, it's your job to make sure white lives incredibly small and painfully. And that way, white will get exactly 2 points here, and you will have the most epic Sente wall right here. Which means all of this is now up for grabs for you.
I guess I don't know how to do that yet.
Okay, well, in the meantime, you have to trust the game
Yeah.
and trust your own ability, that if your opponent invades a strong position like this, that you can attack it for some sort of benefit.
There's something there, even if I haven't put my finger on it.
Yeah, even if like a lot of new players, they look at this and they go, oh my god, not even new players, like, players who've been doing it for a long time, right? Look at this and might go, oh my god, I'm so scared to make all these points because my opponent will just come in here and live and super sad.
So,
But it's really hard for white to live, right? First move here. Don't let white make a base this way. White comes out like this. You have strength over here. Keep attacking. Push him into your strength. Where's white going? I don't know yet. And that's awesome, because I'm going to get walls here, maybe develop all this in a solid territory, where even though he was able to invade even over here, even if he lives, all this is going to be guaranteed territory at the end of the day.
Was that too much Sente?
Yeah, it's free Sente for the next 30
I
moves,
see.
right?
Yes.
Just get all sorts of free stuff. So,
so what you were showing us there, taking it back what you're showing us, okay, take 2 more stones off, back it up. So what you're saying is, where were we? Okay, yeah. So white plays in there, black plays.
our black plays there.
Well,
black
I think
plays here.
we're doing. I think Or do we do that first, or we do the other one?
This is the first thing this is how our game was going.
Okay. I thought that what we did is we played on the right side of the board with black first. Yeah, there.
Oh yeah, but
So,
here's the game.
black's move.
Right, now
Yeah.
we're at that stage 3, large extensions,
Yeah,
right? Or preventing large extensions. So black goes over to prevent white,
okay,
white goes over to prevent black.
yeah.
No more large extensions, only time for small extensions. That's step
Okay.
4. So now black does this, attacks white, white responds. Black can keep attacking, or we can even just go and make our own small extension. We can play on both sides.
So these last 3 moves, basically with Sente, we've made a move that's both attacking and defending.
That's right.
And white's had to defend, and then we
Yes.
had Sente, so we go get the.
Yes, and that's the key when you make these small extensions, right? Every small extension you need to make at this stage really needs to do at least 2 things. And those things can be, solidify a group, make points, prevent a group from being attacked, or attack your opponent. Pick 2 of the 3. If it does 2 of the 3, it's a good extension. If it does all 3, that's amazing. Do it. But that's the point of the small extension.
So move B and C were your favorite, and tell me if my sort of heuristic for determining that is right. Is that the weakest groups on the board were the 2 triangular ones?
Triangular?
The black ones on the top right and the white ones on the bottom left were the 2 weakest.
This
Yeah.
here and here?
Yeah, and
They-
that's why
they-
you played toward them.
Weakness is really relative.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think so. I guess that's fair to say. Probably with 1 more stone, this group can be made weak. It really takes 2 more stones, right? It really takes 1 here and 1 here to make it weak. So it's really,
But it's certainly weaker than the top left and the bottom right. I mean, in some sense it hurts
I'll
more.
agree to this. I'll agree to this.
Okay.
But again, it depends on what your definition of weak is. It's not like anything's going to die.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It
Yeah.
hurts more.
This is a little more sensitive, yeah, this spot. Okay, so small extensions. All right, let's do that and that. So we're ready for step 5. This is the final stage of the opening. This is the last stage of the opening. Once we've done this, we're now playing the middle game, right? And I'll actually tell there's a type of move that defines the middle game. Okay, but for right now, step 5. Anyone who's been here before knows what it is. John says he knows.
Interior?
Sure, I call them vertical moves.
Yes, I call them interior.
You call them interior, that's fine. I don't care what you call it, as long as we're all talking about the same thing. And what I mean by vertical moves, what John means by interior, are moves that expand from the edge of the board into the middle of the board. So I'm thinking of this stone jumping up like that. And there's a couple reasons why you might want to do this. Charlie
Doesn't
has
white still have a small extension left?
this,
Upper
Or
left.
left. Like, why does white get to do that first? Is what I'm wondering.
because black got, so black actually got this move and this move,
Yeah.
and all white got in response was this move. So it's actually white's move right now.
Yeah. But why is white not still in a small spot? Yeah.
So this is also good.
Okay.
But it's like black's already safe, and he's already putting pressure on our group, so it's really just worth points right now.
If white does this interior vertical move like he just showed us, then black can still make that small extension up on the left side, right?
This one? Sure can, but
White gets to super solidify that face.
yeah, this is a lot harder to attack now. Right, it's a
Well-
lot more difficult.
Would black really be thinking of trying to attack it? with this?
Oh, constantly, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Black is always, you always have to be conscious of where your opponent's weakest stones are on the board. And that's how you're going to win the game. Okay, you're not going to win the game just by trying to take points. You just try to do that, you're going to lose.
So jumping out for black, jumping out to try and get some more points on the side, misses an opportunity to get ahead of the game on this other side.
Well, here's the thing. White might be playing this move, so black can't counterattack white. Because if black takes this right now,
Yeah.
white is now strong here. So if white is strong, guess who just got weaker? Yin yang, right? I don't.
No.
Yeah. It was nicely timed, though, wasn't it? So now black here, right, has to defend the corner, has to figure out not to die. I mean, there's some danger, right, that black has to look out for. So this only works because white is strong. If white's not strong, you can't go making moves like this. If this count isn't here, this is going to get in trouble real quickly. So all black has to do is play here, and now white has a weak stone over here and a weak group over here. It's getting weaker very quickly. If white tries to make a base or run out or something, we have a little trapping problem here. Troubles indeed. Hey, see, now he's paying attention.
So it was the trade-off between getting a hold of a white group before it gets strong versus some additional side to it.
That's right. So if the game does go like this, right, if white plays here and black plays there, this very next move will actually start the middle game.
Except this, yeah.
Anytime we have an invasion like this, that means the opening's over, we're now in the middle game. No matter what else happens, we're in the middle game.
Yeah.
And middle game is about invading, attacking, defending, fighting. Those are all middle game games. And sometimes the middle game happens really early. In this case, it actually happens fairly late. If we might have some busier Joseki that might have put some more stones on the board, but we've almost played every other possible opening spot on the board, right? So this is actually a fairly late start of the middle game in terms of board saturation. So that's the idea. Okay, so 5 stages of the opening to define your order and priority of big moves. Let's go through them. Number 1, corners. Number 2, enclosures and approaches. You guys are almost excited about this as you were 20 minutes ago. Number 3, large extensions, or preventing thereof, right? Number 4, small extensions. And number 5, vertical moves, right? Moves that solidify or help gain strength so you can attack or prevent being attacked. Okay? Or, for that matter, just develop potential. If you have a giant area of white stones over here, you might just want to play a vertical move to increase the potential of it. It's another good use for a vertical move. Okay, so those are your 5 stages of the opening. But what are we trying to do in the opening? What are we trying to accomplish? Like, you have any idea? Like, what are we going for? When someone asks you, like, let's say someone doesn't know how to play Go, and they see you playing the first 4 moves of the board on the board, like, so what are you trying to do?
Identify
Make a base.
So I definitely identify bases, but what does that really boil down to?
Marking your territory.
Marking your territory? That's not very specific, right? I mean, what's territory? How do I know what's territory?
How
You're laying out your
actually,
big strategy.
Say it again?
Laying out your big strategy.
So what does that mean?
Well, kind of figuring out where the direction of your play is going to go, hopefully. I don't know.
Okay, Z-Way. Hello, what do you got, Z-Way?
can you think of the warfield? Like both players, they don't send each other soldiers, so how do you know like which one is the weak and which one is the...
Okay, so determining weaknesses, looking for soldiers to pick off?
Yeah, and then
Okay.
like almost like starting the games,
Okay.
starting the fight.
Okay, let's put some stones back here.
Yeah, playing the battlefield.
Yeah, it's like playing that battlefield.
I have a nice little phrase to describe what we're trying to do in the opening, but before we do it, we're going to play a little bit of a game here. You can tell me what's wrong with it. Okay? So black's going to play over here. Okay, that makes sense, right? Corner, first move, first step. White will play, actually white will play there. It's fine. Right? Maybe black will play another one. Maybe white will play here. No?
Left phase went too quickly.
Okay, maybe black will play here.
So you're trying to get corners and then edges.
White is like, okay, corners, now it's time for like enclosures. I already have my enclosures, so let's make a big extension. Oh.
Life considers only begin and not began.
So you're trying to get influence.
Yeah. The opening is about creating potential. Right? I mean, I'm intentionally trying to play these stages out of order. Right? To show you something. But his opening is about creating potential. Or destroying your opponent's potential. Okay, so you're trying to get the most potential for yourself and the least potential for your opponent. That's the idea of the opening, right? And I think this game, I tried to play moves that make sense, that are common moves, but just feel wrong because they're in the wrong order. But hopefully I accomplished that, right? You can see the difference. So what is potential?
Potential is vague.
Potential is vague. That's why I'm asking.
No,
Area that may become territory within a move or two.
I really don't like this using this word territory since we're talking about the opening. Territory is all about endgame, right? Maybe late in the game,
Influence
endgame.
is the opposite of territory, but that's
Yeah.
also vague.
Planting seeds.
Hmm?
You're planting seeds.
Planting seeds, perhaps? Let me be more specific. For you guys, here's how I want you to define potential. It's a box. Whenever you can see stones starting to make a box, that's potential. So, this for black, it's actually quite nice. This is actually very strong potential. This is starting to look like a really nice box, right? Super sweet box. Maybe even we could extend the box out further. This is pretty good. Hopefully white's getting an equally large box over here for himself.
white and black's box is
Black's
going
not
to eat
getting
white's
all
box.
Maybe. We'll get here. White 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hey, these moves, they all make territory, right? If you said the opening was about territory, this is what you played. You said the opening was about potential. This is what you played. So, this is like complete oversimplification, right? Think about this opening, right? These opening stones, you're trying to get potential. What's potential? Well, it's boxes, okay? But let's see if we can play a game, but use this knowledge, okay? So here, let's put this here. And let's say white plays there. We play here. White plays here. What do we want to play? Yeah. This, by most pros, is considered the best move. Why is this the best move and not this one?
The more reflective.
You have more high stones right now.
Again, what are we trying to make? Box. Right? We know white has a 3/4 stone. That means enclosure is really a strong possibility here. So we want to approach this stone. It's also the biggest side of the board, right? Has one more space over here, more potential for white again. White can make the biggest box here, in other words. So we want to approach it. If we approach it low, this stone doesn't really help these two stones make a box. This one actually does. And even to the point where if white plays this, we have a couple options that actually help us keep making a box. Here's one. This is called the avalanche Joseki. Some of you may have heard of this and now fear it. Let's say white is playing really easy variation. And here we have some options, but let's play a quick one. How do you feel? How did black do?
Great.
Great, we made another box. We made double box. Double boxes are awesome. Even if we play a slightly more common variation, where we highlight over here, defend, oops, that's not there, here, and we play this, you can see that this, we're still actually making a box. It's in the middle of the board this time, right? But we have outside stones, right? 4th line high stones are not like this, right? This does not make a box. Too much space, actually, and they're too low. But having outside stones, these two have a relationship, and that'll help too. Later on, we can play moves. This is a very common move after this, after maybe a few more stones. And again, you can start to see this giant area forming. We're keeping our stones working together. So let's say the game actually goes like this, and white says, "Oh, hey, you know, there's a group over here. I want to put some pressure on it." Black's like, "Okay." Again, forming a box, right? Giant box. So white says, I must reduce the size of your box. In this case, do we want to play a move like this?
No.
Brennan says no, they're not really building our box anymore, right? We can play this one. This one actually expands our box. This one's playable. It's actually a little more common, however, to play this one. And there are some Joseckis here, but you know what the most common response for white is to do here? It's jump in the corner. Because this is wide open. There's a lot of points here. This is the most common. So here's the question. If you're black, what's your next move?
Attack that 3-3.
Separate,
Attack the 3-3, good. And how do you do that?
What was that?
separate.
Separate? Keep them separated?
Yeah.
The wall's in the wrong way, it seems, if we go that way.
We end up undercut.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, white's going to run this way. What happened to our box? We had dreams. We had hopes, we had desires. Box is no more, right? So in this case, we actually block this way. Right? We have a stone here, we have a stone here. We want to develop this. And this is a very key part of understanding direction of playing the opening, right? If you understand that the opening is about this potential thing, and when I say again potential, think boxes, play the move on the side that makes you the bigger box. So we're not sure? Box. Does this make us a box?
Little bit.
Little baby box right here, right? Maybe this would be fine if black had a stone here, especially fine if black had a stone here and here. Now, check out that box. But we don't. So we want to block over here. And this is Joseki. Continue making the box, that's a key point. We saw this in the shape problems last week. Because we had a problem like this, where it was white's, the colors were switched, but white needed to play here in order not to get trapped, basically. In this case, black gets that point. White has several ways to fix. This is the most common. Again, just sort of keep building that box. So, Z-Way, you have a question?
Yeah. Why make white invaded inside the box so you can attack it?
Right now or earlier?
Yeah, I know, just asking.
Yeah, right now or earlier? Right now?
Oh, right now.
Okay, where do you want to invade?
Close to the corner? Yes, maybe, or to that side too.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay. That was very close to our wall. All right, couple moves to consider here. Number one is just that. Just press on it, keep it small. If we can get white to live very small here. Well, here, let's try it. Let's play it out. Where do you go?
The knight.
Knights? Here?
No, opposite.
Huh? There?
No.
This is gonna.
You get me to the left.
It's gonna block, right? Can't really do this and say that you just help that stone. So what do we do?
Extend to the left.
Stand this way?
Yeah.
Try to cut first. Create a cutting point. Okay. Black blocks. Next.
Down.
Down. Black extends. Next.
Down one more.
Down again. Black blocks. Next. Dead.
Well, on the last one, could you have peeked? Done one more.
Like here?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And well, these three are dead. I mean, black's, well, you know, we can cut off. There's a cut here.
Oh, white can just connect.
Here?
Yeah.
You have to pick a side here. You can pick this side or this side, but either way black gets something. So it depends what you want. It's probably better to pick this side, because you still want to make a box this way. But if you just want to kill these three, you can do that too. Right, so you play here. White has to play here. Sorry. Take. These three are dead. But
Like a very reasonable result for white.
yeah, I'm saying I think this is the wrong thing to take. I think you have to cut on this side, and that way, if white takes the stone, white can live, but oh so barely. And meanwhile, make box bigger. Now it's white's turn to invade again. I want to go back again. You don't have to remember that whole sequence or anything like it. But what I do want to show you is that when Z-Way wanted to invade, we played here. Where did we put our stone?
Near black stone.
Well, again, on this side of white stone. We didn't push from this side. We wanted to help force white into this wall, right? We want to make white uncomfortable. Use our strength. If we are a little bit stronger, we can play this. This also works. It might even be better, quite frankly. It's a little bit more dangerous because we have a cut here.
On the other side. Why?
I can show you later. Let's stay on topic though. Okay. But we have a box. If your opponent invades your box, push them towards your strength. Okay, just sweep them into your fishing net. That's the basic idea. Okay, so that's pretty cool, right? Black got a box. What did white get out of this?
Territory, you got cash.
Got territory, actual cash territory. And what else did white get? Sente.
Right. So he's got two living corners and
Sente. So
and black has potential.
black still has potential, so we have to disrupt the potential again, right? So we come over here. We'd actually do that whole thing again. Probably not great for white, but actually I know pros who will play it.
Oh, actually, since you're doing it again.
I didn't say I was going to do it, I said we could do it again.
Okay, but
Why doesn't
black
Mike
should
jump
not
out?
do it. Black, no.
Sure, you guys want to jump here, right?
Yes.
Yes.
It destroys the plot potential, but it makes you weak, so it seems like it might be okay.
Well, black's going to play here. Anyone know the next white move?
Shoulder that stone.
And it's actually shoulder hit here. This is a sequence that pros really hate. Pros do not like this for white. They barely like it for black. They really just kind of hate it for everybody.
Is that
Well, number one, if black has the ladder, which he doesn't in this case, but black has the ladder, there is this fight here that's just terrifying. This is terrible. But you need the ladder to play that way. If you don't have the ladder, it's okay. Oops,
terrifying as in unpredictable?
Hmm?
Unpredictable?
Well, it's here. I'll show you the most peaceful version of this Joseki, and then you can decide. And here, white already has a stone here, so in this case, this is actually pretty good. This is okay for white. We should say that because white already has a stone here. Something like this. And if white wants to finish the Joseki, the clean way to finish it is actually here. Come back and finish this.
Yeah, I should do that.
But here's the problem. Number one, black gets Sente. Number two,
But
we did help black a little bit over here. If black can just take cash right now, if black wants
it's
to.
not, he can still be, now he can definitely be invaded by white because white's strong.
This is also true, which maybe this is why you should play this right away. There's also defects in this wall. And white got 0 points here.
True.
So even though what black got was very small,
But, yeah, that's pretty small.
no one likes it. No one's happy.
Somebody, it's gotta be good for somebody.
This wall is really hard to
It's gotta be
use.
better for somebody.
Blackboard has a wall here, thickness
You can't
here.
both just like,
Would it,
No, I've seen that happen. They both don't want to play this way.
I'm dissatisfied with it.
They're both dissatisfied.
would it be better to play 2-point jump above black instead of the double knights move? In the very beginning, after black approached.
After white
Anyway,
approach?
why not, you can just honor outside and center, so.
All right, say your question again.
So you play there and you extend out the black attacks. So instead of doing this, you did kind of double knights. So instead of there, what if you played above black? Uppermost. There.
This used to be a very similar Joseki, but I don't think anyone plays this anymore. I'm not really sure why. Other than I'm just guessing, it's actually
Out of fashion.
it's Well, it's probably just too easy to help this stone. And now you still have a cutting point and a peep and cuts and issues.
No.
I'm not really sure. I know this was sort of quasi-Joseki at one point, and no one plays it. So I can't say in any sort of authority why this doesn't work. This move is playable. I think it's a largely pretty similar result to this one, though. I think the difference is very minor. And it's probably just a hair worse for white, so everyone just plays this now. But I don't know. Okay, this is okay. If you play this way, you're thinking about direction, you're preventing black's influence. But just be aware, white isn't really getting anything out of it. I mean, you might be becoming strong, but you still have defects in your strength. And it's gote for you to fix. Nobody likes it.
And that's better than getting a small corner in exchange for a huge black wall.
Well, in this case, I would probably play this. Again, especially because this stone is very useful in this Joseki. Because you can run black into it, right? White's strong over here, so we're running black into our strength. So here, I think this is actually probably the best case we could ask for. If white hasn't done this yet, this hasn't happened, black can actually just keep expanding that way. So, I don't know. But this is good. Here, but only here. Yeah, Carlos.
Is white going up with the other piece that you just took off on the other side of the white? Did you take it off the corner, the bottom left corner?
This is later. Bottom left? Oh, yeah.
Didn't you take a piece off?
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. White going up. Is this an example of white only having like one of the three? Rather than having the three things that we want to try to do with every move at least.
Well, this move definitely does at least three things, right? I mean, it helps this stone, it puts pressure over here, and it puts a lot of pressure on this stone.
Yeah.
And especially in conjunction with this stone, it puts a lot of pressure on it. So this move totally does at least three things. So I'm saying it's a good move here. But I'm just saying the end result. Go read about it on like Sensei's library or something. I think there's still like debate about it. And, I don't know. Next time you go to a US Go Congress and hang out with a Go professional, say, hey, what do you think of this? And they'll all go, aw.
But Nick, what about a second Kari instead of jumping out?
Like here?
Yeah.
Playable, possible.
That
Anyway, here. This was never supposed to happen because what I really wanted you guys to do was to do this now.
Boxes.
Yeah, again, make the box directly. Don't give white the choice, okay?
Thank you.
Remember how I said, we could do this.
Yeah, no, we
You guys let's do it. Okay. This time black does this, right? Now we know we have a wall this way. We know we want this direction. So black plays this move this time. We don't have to deal with that, right? That can't happen. So we have this normal Joseki. Goes like this. Oops, sorry, that was not a move. That's the move. I don't know how I played that one. Okay. Do it again. Attach. That's not there either. Honey. Extend. Ask for a little more of the corner. Block. Make a base. Be solid. And then often if black wants to be super solid, black can play here to completely fix it.
Maybe the opposite.
Box.
Is that to avoid a cut?
That's to avoid a cut and prevent any, help any invasion over here.
May you change the other Suseki, like same Suseki, but we push in first. Why?
When do you want to push it? This box?
Before you go out. No, start that Suseki. Yeah, go in. Yes.
Ah.
Whoa.
You can block right away. Block right now. You want to cut?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if you want to cut.
You could make more of a
White actually shorted his own Stones of Liberty.
Yes.
So even though there are cutting points here, this is actually still a difficult avenue for white to go. But it's
instead of cutting, you
it's
could
look, Z-Way, do you want to play this now?
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, if you play this now, it's the exact same as this,
Oh yeah, I guess so.
right? We just exchanged this for this early on. If you don't push that right away, now you have an extra liberty, which is actually really useful because it prevents this cut. If you don't have this liberty, black just cuts here and you just lose. So having this liberty completely protects against that cut. So We don't want to make this push until we're stronger. That's why we play another move over here. And now that white is stronger, this white can deal with this cut. So now black comes back and fixes. So, did black make a box?
Yes.
Yeah, and then we even got some corner territory, it's looking like. There still might be invasions, but that's some good potential. That's good eating. Right? And white did get points, but all these stones are pretty low. Not a lot of potential. Up here will be interesting. We don't know yet. Certainly white got some cash over here. Still a game. Still a go game, but I do kind of like black. Because of the size of this one potential. This one box is very nice. Okay, so some of you have already heard this before. Again, one last time. 5 stages of the opening.
Corners.
Corners. Closures and approaches. Large extensions. Small extensions, especially when bases are involved, right? That's sort of the super key thing to remember about small extensions, especially when there are bases involved or weak stones. And then last, vertical moves. Okay, and what's the point of the opening? Potential, but I want to sum that up again as make a box or prevent your opponent from getting boxed. If you make a box of potential and your opponent doesn't, you won the opening. Okay? If you make a box but it's a small box and your opponent makes a whole lot of solid territory, you actually lost the opening. It needs to be a bigger box than your opponent. Okay? That's sort of the other key, but you want a bigger box than your opponent. So you want more potential for your box, less potential for theirs. That's the opening. Next week, we're going to do another workshop style thing similar to what we did last week with all opening problems all around the room. So it'll be all about this stuff. Does that sound awesome?